Full moon menstruation, how emotions affect our period is what I'm going to be discussing in this video. Now, please feel free as well to share in the comments if you relate to this information and if you feel a connection to your emotions and pain from that month then affecting your cycle, because it's great to hear from others, and I think it's really important that we share these things so we know like we're not alone, and also we can learn from others then and their experiences. Now, after tracking my cycle for some time, I've come to the connection that if I've had a more stressful month, or I've had a lot of emotional difficulties or potential pain or trauma that I may have been through, or where I've been struggling to deal with and process my emotions and feelings, that when I have that happen, that then when I'm due on, the tension in my body is far worse. Like that kind of, I get it often around that 2 week and a half before my actual period. And it's like, oh my God, like you're feeling this tension every day, and it's really difficult to deal with. And it shows up in a lot of different ways, but they kind of, I found, vary each month depending on what I've been through, then to the severity of the symptoms that I feel. Now, at the moment, I feel like that tension in my body feels a lot worse. You know, I can feel more bloated, more irritable. I want to eat more. And generally, I just feel like that PMS suffering is like more severe. And then I feel like if I compare it to whereas when I've had an easier month, and I'm much more in flow with like life, the universe, myself, that the symptoms are much less. So it really does show. And obviously I'm really into this, and I do like track my cycles, and I'm so in touch with like my feelings and emotions. So I've definitely been studying this for a while to kind of learn and understand myself, I guess. And I don't know if anyone else can relate to this. So that feeling of like, if you've been through more or had stuff come up in that month that's been really difficult to deal with, that then it's like that tension comes up in your body. And I guess like the way to see it as well, it is a gift that we can then release it, and we can like, we have a physical way of that releasing as well as like an energetic way too. Now, in my current cycle, I am due on in a couple of days, and I feel the tension much more around the build up to this full moon. I often find, for me personally, like cycles can sometimes change, but I definitely feel like the full moon tension is a lot more, and sometimes as well the new moon. But I just kind of see it as just like the full moon. I'm preparing to release, and I have a sacred time, and that is my sacred time. And I also find it a common pattern with women who resent their periods, or they're like very switched off femininely from their feminine energy and are very much just in that like work and achievement mode, and, you know, just not in touch with themselves as women, that they struggle more with the pain, the bloating, and also those that are carrying a lot of pain, trauma, and unprocessed emotions. They will struggle a lot more, especially if they're holding a lot in their sacral and root chakras, you know, because we think about it, like pain and trauma can be held all the way back from childhood. And if we've never really processed that, addressed it, got help for it, or done healing around it, like we're literally carrying on an energetic level all that pain and trauma around with us all the time. And obviously then the connection with that to your womb area is like, if you're not healing or releasing any of that, like that's where I find like women that potentially struggle more with that, or people that end up with like cysts or fibroids or problems with their uterus or ovaries or anything in that sacral kind of root chakra area, is, you know, there's a connection between it on an energetic level, then on the physical level. And that are my beliefs, like that what isn't dealt with or is repressed on an emotional level will manifest on a physical level. And I feel like that for most areas in life. So that's just one of my views, but something to consider. Like, you know, physical things come up, it's like looking at on a deeper spiritual level, like, okay, what's that bringing to my attention, or what have I actually been repressing or not dealing with, or, what are the issues surrounding it. And I just feel as well to remind you to listen to your body. What is it calling out for? Is it more rest, more you time, better nutrition, more exercise, someone to talk to, maybe? There's also like traumas to be released, or are you in need of some healing? It's important to honor your body, show up for yourself, learn to love the gift of menstruation. We are truly incredible and special beings, and this is your reminder of that. And you are worthy, you are enough, and you are loved. Thank you so much for listening.